real problem with the Honkai Star Rail community. Hex Shoes is going to tell us, guys.
What gets me in this community
what gets you?
is specifically the behavior that someone will say, I need help. I need advice in the game. And they'll say, just use this unit. And
yeah, yeah, guys, just use this unit, guys. You know, I do love talking shit about the Honkai Star Rail community because I do believe the Honkai Star Rail community does have quite a bit of issues. So hopefully we have some good topics today to talk about.
I don't have that unit. Either I wasn't playing or I didn't pull for them.
Yeah.
And then literally the advice they give is, should have started playing sooner, should have played better, should have swiped. Because like, I've asked for advice from people, not just content creators, just like people, just like a community, whatever.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, well, you need Ruan Mei. I don't have Ruan Mei.
You don't need Ruan Mei. Like, it depends on the content you're playing. There are all obviously other ways. Like, Ruan Mei just makes it easier, right? All these 5 stars you get, the more 5 stars you get, it just makes the game easier. You can beat the game with 4-star units. It just requires a lot more building of the teams, understanding of the game, and just like having better relics and shit like that in general.
Ratio's not going to be offered anymore for free.
Yeah, true.
And when people start saying, I want to use follow-up teams because of all these cool characters and I don't have ratio, what can I do? They're going to go, oh, well, you should have started playing earlier. Guess you're going to have to get him on rerun, huh?
I don't think you have to get him on a rerun. I think with the amount of characters, which I think could be a problem, the amount of 5 stars that are being released into the game right now, I think we'll get follow-up characters in the future that work well even without having Dr. Ratio on the team. Because really, it's really easy to skill diff Dr. Ratio. Just give us someone with follow-up attacks that do more damage than him. He is the best follow-up attack damage dealer that we have. So if we have someone else in the game that deals more follow-up attack damage, I think we'll be fine with that. I think how we should start building our accounts, though, and what we should be relaying to newer players is don't build into a certain type of, I guess, a broad, like, damage type, right? Don't build into specifically hyper carry. I think we need to start building into niche teams, right? Like, a lot of the characters now that come out are structured around, like, a certain type of damage. Robin, for example, she's good for other teams, but she is structured towards, like, follow-up teams. She plays the most smooth in those teams. We could use someone, for example, Ruan Mei. She's great for break comps, breaking teams. Not to say she's bad for other teams, but I feel like the audience in the game is catering now more towards, like, audiences of, like, yeah, we need to have certain damage types to actually complete this event and stuff like that. I think having complete teams is better now than having broad teams. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it.
Sucks. It's exhausting, dude. Because I was talking about, like, oh, guide makers don't give enough information for people to be able to process it and use it for themselves and apply it to their own accounts. And then people were like, oh, so you just want to be hand-fed information you can't read? Zoomer?
To be fair, I think the people saying that also can't read, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, they also don't want to read. They just want to have something to talk shit about. I don't know.
A lot of it is just like how much people have like dogpiled on me for being a moron for saying that Ratio was highly situational and a difficult character to build. And it's like, it's
I agree with that still.
True. And that was the only point. And again, those videos, deadass, were not about Dr. Ratio.
Sure.
You know, I have people who will like sneak in and be like, hey, like, I really appreciate that you said that because like nobody ever says that. I feel like I'm not allowed to say that. I don't know.
That's the problem. No, I don't know if she's going to talk about this, but that's the real problem with the gacha community. Is that no one wants to talk shit about any characters, right? Every character in the game has flaws. Ruan Mei has flaws. Sparkle has flaws. Robin has flaws. Jingle You has flaws. Acheron has flaws. Every character in the game has flaws, and no one likes talking about those flaws. No one likes talking about the downsides of a character and pulling on a character, which is really bad for the community because it creates this positive, like super positive and like, I guess, like, always up mentality, always up atmosphere that I really don't like too much. It's gonna become like Genshin is what I should say, right? I feel like this mentality is how Genshin became to where it's at now, and everyone's like, we love the grains of sand and Sumeru. I love it. That's content, right? And I feel like that's the point that Honkai Star Rail could be driven to if we just keep hyping everything up and saying yes to everything, right? Things are bad with the characters. We can voice those, and I don't know why you're coping out. I think it's more toxic not to voice them rather than you calling out content creators or other people voicing out of like of a character not being good. That's more toxic than keeping like a, I guess like an informed community, I should say.
Very looking forward to hopefully being able to instill a significantly more casual way of looking at video games.
Yeah.
I would like people to be.
But that's most of the
comfortable
players,
with
is a casual
fact that
gamer.
People want to be
The
casual.
most vocal the most vocal community in like a gacha game is like the hardcore players. The casual players aren't really gonna talk. They just want to watch guides and, you know, get information from the guides. I mean, I feel like that's most of it. Do you guys agree with me? Like, the most of the gacha community is just a bunch of casual players.
And not spend a shitload of money and enjoy games in a way they want to enjoy them.
True.
And not be this fucking min-maxing shit. And I don't know if it's like a turn-based thing. Because the way that like min-maxing is like required by the Honkai Star Rail community to get any form of like...
There's min-maxing in Genshin too. It's for every game. It's the hardcore community behind every game. I think it's probably worse with turn-based games just because you can be more strategical in turn-based games. But I think it's there in every community.
Respect.
For sure.
At least when I was in Genshin, was not nearly so much there. Like, there was obviously, like, the damage per screenshot shit. But, like, I'm very looking forward to being able to instill a more casual
for sure there in
attitude
Genshin.
toward a single-player fucking game. Because y'all be going into
True.
PvP to
True.
fist fight in comment sections about meta.
Bro be going into PvP in a fucking single-player game. It's wild to me. We're PvP. It's because, it all makes sense now. I actually just thought of it. Why people go enable PvP in comment sections, because they don't have PvP or any multiplayer aspect in the game that they can compete with other people, so they have to PvP in the comment section now.
Meta in a single-player game, it's cringe. I got told to kill myself for my take about ratio, which again was not even a video about ratio. It was about the new player experience. That's what this community is like. I want to be a big woo-wah creator so that I can be the non-sweaty one. I would like to have for fun gaming. Why are you guys having like fucking Valorant competitive fucking attitudes toward Honkai Star Rail, towards single-player slot machines?
Yeah, turn-based
It's
mechanics, by the way.
supposed to be a side game, and y'all made this side game into your main shit. You have no chill.
True. I mean, honestly, the game is, to me at this point, right, it's become so easy just because I have so many 5 stars on my account. There's no reason to sweat. 0 cycles do not matter. Maybe efficiency matters. I would say efficiency matters the most, right? 0 cycles don't matter unless you can get them efficiently and with reasonable means to get those 0 cycles, right? I prefer making content around, you know, what's the most efficient, right? Like, I am lazy. I'm a lazy motherfucker, okay? I just like completing the content as fast as I can and getting the fuck out of the game to go live the rest of my life, right? I don't like sitting here for hours like, God, I can't 0 cycle. Why? But I mean, I guess people like that challenge. Seems weird to me. I don't like it though.
I don't really like. I don't want to be.
Do you? I guess.
Right. I don't want to be seen as.
If that's your casual experience, that's your casual experience. Just don't put that on other people. That's YouTube's wise words of the day.
Oh, you know, right? I don't want to be like that, but like, I guess really what it is like, it's this frustrating with this concept in the community now that I'm like a dumbass, that I'm stupid and invalid, and that it's like a shock that I've had a good take,
that, right?
Because of one time I disagreed with the like Borg's opinion about Dr. Ratio. It's frustrating because like in this community, there are people who decide what the reality is, what the truth is, what is real, the right opinion.
Yep.
And anybody who disagrees with those people is, not only are they wrong and stupid and shouldn't be allowed to be content creators, because I've been told that as well, they're also drama farming based on takes about a video game.
Dude, for sure. IDK, it feels like it's not the HSR community. It's just being a CC in any game. I think that's true to an extent, but I feel like the HSR community, Genshin community, Hoyo community in general, is just a lot less prone to negative comments on things. They don't like taking like criticism on things. I feel like they're very insecure, maybe. I don't know if that's the word for it.
Honest, so many people are like, oh no, Genshin's community is coming into the game with all the Robin stuff. I'm so sad that the community is becoming more like Genshin. It's been like this. It's just more focused on meta and less focused on I want to fuck the pixels. Y'all only noticed because it was about fucking the pixels. But the community has been like that.
Yeah.
It's just been about meta. And
it's been super try-hard since day one. A turn-based game enables more sweaty, competitive nature than an ARPG does, I think. I think it's just because, and like I said, I think it's because of the fact that it is like a more strategic type game. Yeah, it has always been there.
I know this because when I've talked about it and I've had any opinion that is not the same as X, Y, and Z correct people, it's not just that.
Same thing with like Gacha Smack, right? I feel like Gacha Smack has like a differing opinions from a lot of like content creators that like that are like the mainstream like opinion makers in the space or whatever. And I think he's become more of a mainstream opinion maker in the space. But before it was like Gacha Smack has an opinion, he's always wrong. But I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessarily bad to have a negative outlook. I think it's just super toxic to not having like I guess a more negative opinion on things, or a more based opinion on things, a more even / mid opinion on things.
Disagree or have like a
I don't know how to
critical
put it.
opinion. People actually all the time, I see it, talk about how stupid I am. I made
people say I'm stupid all the time too.
About using an effect hit rate body piece on Dr. Ratio with Leroux, posted a short, and people were threatening to report it for misinformation because they didn't understand it was a joke. And then
honestly, I think what you have to do though too is be able to laugh off those comments. I get a lot of those comments too, even when I make jokes and when I'm serious. You gotta learn how to laugh off comments. At the end of the day, these are just dumb fucks with no brains. That's what I think. They have brain rot. I know my community, and people don't like me saying they have brain rot, or my community has brain rot, or the Honkai Star Rail community has brain rot, but they fucking do, dude. They just don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about, trust. Obviously, it's a joke, right? But if they're not able to provide you with anything of, use misinformation, I ran it, and he lied to me. Like, what is that? I don't know. Exactly. No matter what you do, people will think you're stupid. Exactly.
Somebody explained to them, hey, it's a joke.
It's the
they
easiest way to
said
explain
that
things.
I took the joke too far. Too far, bro.
Too far.
People think that they don't have to respect you anymore because you said an opinion that they didn't agree with.
Yeah.
So all of this, like, oh, I can't believe it's becoming more Genshin like this now. But it's been like that. And that's why this community ultimately is going to, over time, fester and rot.
Oh, it's been festering. I've said this since day one. It's going to fester. The community is going to fester because they become impatient. You know, maybe content's not coming out fast enough, so they find more things to nitpick and pick. Yeah, you see what I did there? They feel like more people find more things to, what is it called? Cherry pick about? I don't know. They find more things.
The casual gaming community on Wuthering Waves, by God, we are going to have a normal relationship with Wuthering Waves.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
None of this matters.
You say that? That's not going to happen. I can guarantee you the Genshin shitters are going to come over there. The Hoyo shitters are going to come over there to absolutely shit on the game. I don't think we'll see like the normal Wuthering Waves community probably until at least a month into the game. I honestly don't think that. I think it's not going to be a normal experience until at least a month in, because that's when the Genshin players, or like the hardcore Genshin fans, will probably hop off of it. You'll still have some on there shitting on the game, but it's not going to be.
Anime game.
I can't see it.
Right? Well, it's a slot machine. It's supposed to be for fun.
I agree.
The communities are supposed to be around video games are supposed to be like relatively fun, especially single player ones. It is incredibly exhausting to deal with the way that people specifically target me and put me down because I didn't agree with the widely regarded as correct opinion.
I mean, I feel like that's a big problem too. I feel like, you know, it's mainly, I'm gonna say it, it's really guide makers' faults for this, and like content creators' faults for this. I guess is it really their fault if they're not mobilizing their audience to do this? Like, say, right, a content creator has an opinion on something, or the content creator says something, right, and you know, it's widely agreed upon, right? It's kind of like brainwashing the community in a way, especially if you're like a bigger content creator saying these things. Like, oh, I think X and X is the best character in the game. And then someone else says, I really don't think that because of these reasons. Oh, you're fucking dumb, you're fucking stupid, and you're cringe. You also have like 30,000 less followers than them, so get fucked and rolled, bitch. Anyways, yeah, that's how I perceive it as, anyways. Very brainwashed community.
It actually made me feel like afraid to talk about this stuff because I had it like it's like been coming out of me, you know, all day today. It was coming out of me yesterday too. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I don't know how to finish this off. I want to be a big creator in Wuthering Waves so that I can create a portion of the community that has a different attitude toward gacha games. I'm hoping that
I think it's gonna be very hard to do, but it's
not choose to operate in the way that Hoyoverse does, because I want to make it clear a lot of this shit, a lot of the problems of the community are created by and continued by the way that Hoyoverse runs their company.
Yep.
You can talk about how you like the Honkai Star Rail devs, I guess. Hoyoverse is a corporation creates these issues for both communities and continues them by the way that they operate. And so this will happen in any game hoyoverse ever puts out. And the problem,
I don't think it's even necessarily like hoyoverse creating these problems within the community. I just think it's like a very normie community, like a very, very normie community that plays like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. I believe, my opinion is that hoyoverse has became like a very like normie community, right? Like, I don't think you see as much of this like in other gacha games. Maybe FGO you see some in, right? Dokkan, you really don't see much of this in. Like, a lot of the higher grossing gacha games that aren't hoyoverse related, I don't think you see much of this discourse in, right? Seven Deadly Sins, Grand Cross, stuff like that. I really don't think you see like that. The reason why I think, though, that it's going to be problematic when Wuthering Waves comes is because the first month of that game, all the Genshitters are going to come play that game. I can almost guarantee a lot of them are going to come play the game just to test it, just to shit on it, just like, oh, our game's better still. That's basically what they're going to be coming there for.
It makes me mad because I like hoyoverse games. I like this
Yeah,
game.
they're good games.
I loved Genshin. They make the coolest concept for games,
I
and
agree.
then they just fuck them up with the communities and so on. It's so frustrating. Because at least if we could be honest about our criticisms and people who had criticisms weren't fucking stomped out like I was a piece of shit, at least then we could have like an honest and/or / normal-ish community somewhat. But instead, we just have this insane copium about like a deeply flawed corporation, and it just breeds the weirdest fucking, like just the weirdest shit ever. And it's just tiring. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, pretty good video. Subscribe to HexJuice, guys. Pretty good video. I mean, I agree with most of the takes. I don't really think I agree with like hoyoverse breeds this. I think hoyoverse has become such a big name in like the gacha space, or really just like the mobile game space in general. And you know, a lot of normie ass people play this game, and when you have a normie ass community, you're gonna have a normie ass mindset. So I don't know. That's my opinion on it. Anyways, great video, HexJuice. Go subscribe to it if you haven't already. Links and everything will be in the description down below. Yeah, guys, the Honkai Star Rail Genshin community sucks ass for about maybe 60% of it. So yeah, bye guys, see you later. I love you guys though, my subscribers. I love you. Hearts in the chat for you guys. You guys are my Pookie Bears. Bye.